Morning folks, welcome to a new week. I got some comments on one of the videos that I should try and be a bit more relaxed and less sort of prepared for my videos, I suppose. So let's try and do it this way without cuts and retakes and things like that. So I'll go through the currencies, then we'll look at stocks, Bitcoin, etc., gold, and we'll look at natural gas and oil and other things, and maybe the dollar rand as well. So let's start with currencies, and really there's not a lot happening here. The only one we're actually in is a dollar yen short, and I've covered this in multiple videos. I'll link the ones that are important at the end of this one. But we're following this path, or at least trying to, and so far so good. I don't want to rehash this here in this video, so go back and have a look at the previous one. But this is the sort of pattern I'm looking for to occur based on the last fractal. That's this red line. I've explained that this fractal comes from the previous intervention by the Bank of Japan in 2022. And we've followed a very, very similar path so far, and I think that we'll carry on. We had 2 or 3 rounds of intervention on that occasion, and the second one should be due in a few days' time if we follow something similar to this. So I'm not too sure about currencies overall, including the euro and the pound, the Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, all of them against the US dollar, because I'm not too sure what the dollar is going to do. So let's have a look at the dollar index here, and you can see we're sort of really stuck in the range that we've been in since the 10th of April. We've been as high as 106.50 and as low as 104.50 roughly, and we're stuck between resistance above us and these moving averages below us. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this channel because it's no longer sort of very interesting. We're below the 20-day moving average, which means so far the momentum is down. That means dollar down, euro up, pound up, Canadian dollar up, Swiss franc up, and dollar yen up, actually. But I don't think the dollar yen is going to continue in the way it's going at the moment. As I said, this is a sort of path I think we could follow. So that's the only currency I'm in right now. So let's look at stocks quickly. I'm not going to do a detailed analysis here. I'll cover that in my live stream, which I'm planning, I think, for Wednesday. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, it's a good time now to subscribe and press the thumbs up. Give us a like on this video. That way you won't miss out on the notifications for the new videos that come in. So basically, I'm short on NASDAQ. I've got a hedge on NVIDIA with some profit locked in on that, on the short. On the NASDAQ, I'm also short. On Thursday, we made a spike high over there, and that caused me to hedge some of my short positions. So I've hedged 1/3 of it. Basically, I'm 2/3 short, 1/3 long. This sure will get moving this week with news from the Fed and inflation and various economic numbers coming out. So it's going to be super interesting to see which way these markets go. My bias is obviously slightly short because I'm 66% short. But I'll be watching all of these. Actually, I forgot to mention, I also went long on Tesla on Friday, right at the bottom here. It's a decent Fibonacci retracement to the bottom of this gap here. We may have to visit this trend line, I'm not sure. There is some concern about what's going on with Tesla's self-driving, which is putting a damper on this market. Overall, though, I think Tesla's at a decent price. It's relatively cheap. We're above the 20-period moving average here on the day chart. That's this green line. And I'm looking for one of these two paths to occur in the coming days and weeks. Right, going across to gold and Bitcoin, interestingly moving in completely opposite directions. So I hedged my long position right at the top here in gold. Let's have a look at that more closely. This is the 4-hour chart. So I'm thinking we could move back down into some of these moving averages, maybe the 200, which is right down here. There's the 50, the 100, and the 20. So I'm hoping for a pullback down into some of these levels, perhaps around about 2,320, maybe even 2,300. And I'll be watching for a reversal there to take off the short hedge and add to the long side. So generally bullish on gold, as I am on Bitcoin too. And I'm long on Bitcoin from around about the 60,000 level. We had a surprise rally in the last couple of hours. We've now moved up from 60,800 to 62,800. So $2,000 in a couple of 4-hour candles, which is really good. So we're long on strong on that one too. So on the day chart, we're just poking up through the 20-period moving average. There's the 100. We're still above this channel top here and trying to hold there quite nicely. And if we get a nice move up today, we should get up to the 50 and this previous swing high at around about 65,500. My target for Bitcoin, I'm not 100% sure on right now, but certainly higher than this previous all-time high at around about 74,200. I think we could get up to 90,000 and perhaps even 100,000 and even more maybe in coming days, weeks and months. So let's hold on to that. And then copper's done a dramatic reversal. We've reached this level here at 4.7. This is a potential sell for copper. It's the 78.6% Fibonacci after this big, massive 4-hour candle. If we switch this to the day chart, you can see that we're actually moving up quite nicely. There's that big spike high from last week. It's definitely a reversal candle. As long as we hold beneath that top there, it's still a short for copper. So if you are going to sell, and I might consider it, I'm thinking about it right now, I think 4.71, 4.72 is probably a reasonable area to consider it. If you are going short, I'm not saying short's the best direction, but it does seem to be that we had a reversal last week. If we manage to tip there, touch and go and move down, my first target would be about $4.50. And then finally, some of the energies. We're long on URA and long on UEC, the uranium plays. These are going to move up in a scraggly, wiggly sort of way, slowly, bit by bit. I don't expect any explosive moves from there, but I'm holding the longs. On natural gas, I did a video yesterday, which I'll link at the end of this one as well. You can go and check that out. We were short on natural gas from the top here. And I've just closed it on a break above this 20-period moving average at 2.24 on the 4-hour chart. And if we look at the Henry Hub on the day chart, I covered this in the last video. Again, I've linked that at the end of this one. And this is the potential path that we may follow. I'm not eliminating the possibility of a move down first before a move back up there. And as I said, I explained that in the last video. But at the moment, it looks like we're probably going to try for the top after reversing from the lows today. So that's natural gas, and I've got no positions on at the moment. I'll be looking to sell a bit of a rally, or I'll be looking to buy dips down to about $2 or perhaps even $1.85. We're also short on WTI. So it looks like it's trying to base, and maybe we have to follow this red path after all. It looked like we were just going to carry on moving down without that retracement, but perhaps we can get that, and that would take us up to about $81. And it's even possible we could get higher than that. And I don't know, maybe even a move above the swing high back up into the sort of mid-80s. But for now, I'm still short. We're below the trend line. We had a spike low a few days ago, which is not the best thing. And it may be that we have to move up a little bit higher. I'll add to my short position up there at around about $81 to $82, looking for a move back down below this low and through the bottom down to the next new level. And I think that would take us into the mid-70s and then eventually the low 70s. So I think I've covered everything. Oh, there's the dollar South African rand. I'm long on this one. I've just taken one very small position. We've got elections coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'll cover that one around the election time if there is interest. Well, have a great trading day and trading week, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you haven't subscribed and given this video a like, I'd really appreciate that. Take care.